What's up, guys? I'm Mike D'Antonio, founder and CEO of StockedUp, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. We have an awesome episode for you guys today. We had a lot of stocks jump in after hours on earnings like Lyft and Twilio. We're going to be going over a lot of momentum plays to keep an eye on for tomorrow. I do like one stock to swing trade. And we're also going to be going over a $10.3 million trade from today. So, guys, if you are not subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe, and you could get our free stock market watch list videos on your homepage every day. With that being said, Tom, do you want to get us started with Twilio?
Yeah, definitely, Mike. Twilio, they are telecommunication developers. They pretty much help companies that they pretty much help people that sell and people that use the phone all the time for sales. And what they do is they pretty much are developers, and they allow that to be used on the computer systems. And their revenue climbed 57% over the past year to 364 million from 233 million, which is very good, and it topped all the analyst predictions with their earnings this quarter as well. And because of the virus, and that's really creating a good revenue stream for them because everybody is using them more than they were, obviously.
Right, for sure. And then also, Lyft jumped 25% in after hours, right?
Yeah, Lyft did too. LYFT, they're still unprofitable though, which is very unfortunate for them. You can see here's their jump right here from 26 all the way up to 31. They did actually hit my technical from a triangle I drew a long time ago, and they are sitting right on there right now. So I'm looking for them to either pop above or go ahead and come back down. But like I said, they're still unprofitable. What do you think about them, Mike?
I definitely wouldn't invest in them for the long term. They might be a
Yeah.
good day trade for tomorrow, though. You know, just any little bit of movement, especially at open, is good for day trading. So I'll have my eye on them tomorrow morning. Might day trade them, might swing trade them, but definitely am not looking to hold them long term. Right now, wait, how much is Lyft up and Twilio up in after hours?
Let's see. Twilio right now is up a total of about 25%.
Okay.
And LYFT is going to be up about, let's see, 16%.
Oh, wow. So those are two huge jumps, guys. So pretty much their call should be looking pretty good for tomorrow. So keep an eye on that. I will be watching both of them for a potential momentum continuation play. So pretty much if they just break their after hours high, I might day trade them, and I'll let everyone know in the day trading channel of the Discord. But yeah, just keep in mind that Lyft still isn't profitable. So, you know, but they jumped not because they're actually making money. They jumped because they just lost less than everyone was expecting. So we're in that type of market now. So it's just good to keep note of that. So on to the momentum plays for tomorrow. And the first one is, even though the market's not really moving too much, the market was pretty much flat all day, had a pretty big fall towards the end of the day. The first momentum play is CCL, Carnival Cruise. If we could look on a daily chart real quick, Tom, you know, they have a lot of red candles, but it looks like they might be breaking their lows. So we'll see what happens. But with the momentum plays, pretty much I'm just looking for any of these momentum plays to either break the high or the low that they had today. I'm looking for them to break that tomorrow. If they do break it, I will trade them to the upside / the downside, depending if they broke their highs or lows. So the momentum plays for tomorrow that I'll be looking at is CCL, DFS, BA, and SHOP. So only 4 today, guys. You know, if I do see other stocks are moving in, you know, at open tomorrow, then I'll have my eye on that too. But those are the main 4 for tomorrow. They had good movements today, and you know, if they can break their highs or lows, then I think they could be good continuations. And then for my potential swing trade, so Tom, if you go pull up a daily chart of AT&T. So on this daily chart, we can see I'm looking for a swing trade on this just on a technical level. Pretty much what I'm looking for them to do is retest those lows of about 27 and maybe even 26 all the way at so Tom, if you could draw like a price target almost at 27 and 26. Yep. AT&T is downtrending. So pretty much, yeah, just like that, Tom. So I'm looking for them to hit 27/26. And the way I'm looking to do this, and I did not do this yet, but I definitely have my eyes on it, and it does look like a good play. I'm looking to get like a pretty decently in the money put option on AT&T that has a lot of time. So if this play does go against me, then I wouldn't really lose too much. So I'm looking at like the 30 puts that expire on June 19th. I think it's a good risk reward scenario. It's a great technical setup, and it has good volume today. So I just like the trade overall. So,
Yeah, that momentum to the downside is awesome. It just really is looking like it's just going to keep continuing downwards, especially with that strong close.
on a daily chart, you literally can't get a better setup than this. Closing near the lows, higher than average volume, approaching a pretty well respected support line. It's downtrending. It's pretty good. So I think that's a great setup. You can just buy whatever puts on it you want, but I'm probably gonna end up going with the AT&T 30 puts that expire in June. So I didn't make a move on them yet, but I'm on the fence. But it is a great setup. So now on to the unusual options activity for today. And for today, we have a $10.3 million option, and it is with Apple. It is the Apple 305 strike call options that expire this week, which is May 8th. There was $10.3 million put into these options today, and it really, 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 really looks like these are being sold short. So pretty much it means that someone is just selling these options and they want them to expire worthless. So if you want to piggyback off this trade, you can either sell the 305 calls, you could sell a 305 call credit spread and like buy like the 310 calls. That would be good. Or this would not be a direct like piggyback, you could call it, but you could also buy Apple puts. So keep an eye on that. I'm looking at Apple, but $10 million for an option that expires in 2 weeks is pretty big. So keep an eye on that. And now we're going to get into the frequently asked questions from yesterday's video. And the first one we have, let me take a look. We have Allie. I clicked this video and listened to your Tesla spill, and I have no money to even trade it. My advice would to be like, let's say you only had like, I don't know, $100 or $200, right? And you look at a Tesla option or like a Tesla put, right? And you think Tesla's going to go down. And I would not recommend, buying like Tesla has very expensive options. So like a Tesla put might cost you like $1,500. So if you have a low amount of capital, I would recommend just like saving it rather than putting your money into a very low price Tesla option, because it has a high probability of losing. You know what I mean? Because Tesla is one of those stocks with very expensive options. So it's better to save your money to get in a good quality play rather than force bad quality plays. So then next we have W. We have, can you explain your 3M call out with how it's been falling recently? What showed a trend reversal? So Tom, if you go to a daily chart on Triple M. So with Triple M, I saw it had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days of red candles. All right. A Dow stock like this should not have 7 days like this. So just based off of like a simple technical analysis level, it's down just too much for 7 days in a row. Okay. 2, they do have good news coming out. So pretty much, they had a lot of positive catalysts. They have something going on with Ford right now, as well as a Pentagon contract. So, it's good news. And to see Triple M falling off this is, it's weird to see. And on top of that, the overall market has been up in general for recently. And then also, I was using a couple different softwares of mine that pretty much Triple M has some really well-priced options right now. So it's just worth the risk. You know what I mean? It's a good setup overall, and there's low volume on these red candles, which is all indicating a reversal. So those 5 or 6 factors is what indicated the trend reversal for me. So then we have Hunter. We have, hold on, I lost track. We have Hunter. Awesome video, guys. I have the same feeling about Disney. My jaw dropped when I saw that they lost. This earnings season has definitely been interesting. For sure. I mean, we just saw Twilio up, what is it, 30%, Tom?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, that's
30%, and then Disney falls, even though you would think they'd be up
right.
because they're they're a streaming service. And then we have a company like Lyft who, their earnings are way down right now, but they're
Right.
still going up, and it just makes no sense.
Yeah, who would have thought that Lyft, who focuses on, Lyft, they're like the Uber, the car company, or not even the car company, the car share ride service company, you could call it. And
Yeah.
we're all in quarantine right now, and Lyft jumps 20% on earnings. Who would have thought that? So I definitely agree with you, Hunter. This earnings season has definitely been interesting. We have W again. What do you look differently in stocks when choosing swing trades and day trades? For instance, what tells you that a stock will stay in one direction for a few days rather than just one day? I'm trying to think of like a simple answer. I mean, like
I mean, what I like to look at is I like to look at the 100 SMA, and you can see, like, here's a good example with Disney. Like, here's the purple 100 SMA here. If you follow it, Disney was up really big, up to like 114. Once Disney started falling, it fell below this purple 100 SMA, and once it fell below that, it kind of downtrended for a few days, and now it's kind of like retesting the SMA, kind of trying to go back up. And that's what I use to do. What do you use, Mike?
So yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of like a simple answer. Like obviously, like you could have like a very technical answer, like you just had, which is great. I'm trying to think of a lot of it just comes down to experience. Like I've been doing this every single day for like the past 5 years, and after that, after just watching charts for that long, like you just kind of get a sense. But I'm trying to explain it in a way that's would help you more. I would say, day trades are more for like, you see a stock moving very quick at open and you just want to take advantage of that trend. It's just like it's a quick movement, while a swing trade is kind of more like I explained with Triple M. Like you have like 5 or 6 different reasons why it should move in the direction you want, and it just might take a couple days for that to happen. You know what I mean? While with day trading, you don't care about any reasons. All you care about is, hey, Boeing's down. Let's trade the momentum to the downside. You know. So Sun said, great videos as always. This is what I've been looking forward to every single night before going to bed. That's awesome. It's awesome to hear. Sean said, great video. What dragged the Dow down at the end of the day? Thanks, keep them coming. Let me see. So yeah, there was an announcement by the Fed. They were talking. Let me take a look. So you said, hey Mike, can you do a video on how you determine whether or not an option premium is a good deal or too high? Also, would like to know how you get the best fill price when buying options. For example, when a stock is tanking and you're trying to buy a put, I often just hit the ask or close it to ensure that I get filled, but I'm not sure if there are better methods. So, in terms of option premium being a good deal or too high, a lot of it, implied volatility is going to tell you that answer right away. So, Tom, if you could go to some chart, it could even be the ES, but just like on a daily, real quick.
Yeah.
Let me take a look. So I'm trying to give you, yeah, so this is a good example. Like when implied volatility is high in general, it like I always go to a 6 month chart for like this reference, but you could see right now, like ES options for futures, the implied volatility is about lower to mid range, which would indicate it's a good deal. Implied volatility is almost always going to tell you that when implied volatility is high, it's not a good deal. So like if we could go to Triple M real quick, Tom.
Yep.
So Triple M, you can see that the implied volatility is very far off its highs, and just for the overall market and just the combination of looking at implied volatility, watching the overall market, and also that experience that I've gained from watching the market for this long, it's a good setup. Can you go to T real quick, Tom?
Yep.
So, this is another good setup. It's kind of like the same reasons for Triple M. You said when a stock is tanking, how do you get better fill prices? Normally, I just submit. So, like, it depends. If I'm looking to swing trade something, I will submit an order at the bid price or lower, and then once I get filled, then then we're good to go. Trying to think, if I want to get in a day trade quickly, I'm going to submit an order right at the mark or maybe even a little closer to the ask. It just depends for each play, but
Yeah, because whenever a stock's running, you have to get in.
right,
If you're playing it on like the upside, for example, and it starts popping like the first 5 minutes, let's just say the stock pops from 30 to 31, then you're gonna obviously be buying those calls right then and there at maybe 30% higher than what they opened at. You're not gonna
right.
get in lower because you won't even have a chance because it won't come back.
Yeah. So it depends on what you're trading, but if you're trading day trades, you gotta like the bare minimum go to the mark, if not the ask. Charles said, "What program do you use to track and monitor stocks?" Both Tom and I use Thinkorswim by TD Ameritrade. Uh, Joy said, "Let me see, Joe, would you short calls on W now? What do you make of his astronomical rise?" So W, I am looking to short calls on this probably tomorrow. So if W spikes one more day or runs a little bit higher, I will be shorting calls that expire this week on May 8th. I'm gonna shoot for like the 200 strike calls. So that's what I will be watching out for. Yeah, I mean, really, I'm just looking to take advantage of this huge move on the earnings and just sell premium on it. B said, "I just subscribed to you guys last week and I'm already learning so much. Keep up the great work. What do you think of OXY, Starbucks, WTRH, NVIDIA long-term investments?" Tom, do you have anything to input on it, any of these?
Yeah, I kind of like Nvidia for the long term. They're a big graphics card company, and they really deal with the video cards, and that's really big whenever you use AI applications. I hear that AI applications run very well off of these GPUs rather than CPUs. And for example, like Intel makes a lot of CPUs, and then AMD makes GPUs as well as Nvidia. But AMD also makes CPUs, so they're kind of the best of both worlds. But Nvidia makes the best graphics cards, and I think that they're a pretty good stock. They are a little high priced right now, so I'm not sure I'd buy them for the long term right now. I'd probably wait for them to retest a little bit lower.
Yeah, so good insight. OXY, can you pull up a chart like that, Tom?
Yep.
So OXY is dealing with petroleum. It's not a play for me right now, especially. It's just not a play for me. Starbucks, I do like. I do like NVIDIA, but I believe it is a little bit too high priced right now. Starbucks is like one of those value stocks. I do like them. Can you pull up a chart on WTRH, Tom?
Yep.
So this is a penny stock. I would never, ever hold this for the long term, but
It does kind of look kind of strong right now.
it
Nice little
might,
setup.
like, here's the thing. This
Oh, never
stock
mind.
might be worth $10 next year, but at the same time, there's a strong chance that it might be worth 10 cents. So if you're willing to risk that, then, that's up to you. But for me personally, it's not something for me.
Yeah, if I was gonna trade this, I would definitely wait for it to break above like 180, 185, and then trade it up to like 199 if you were gonna trade it, and then have a quick day trade that way. But if you're not doing that, I definitely wouldn't hold it long term.
Yeah. So Ronnie said, "Great video, guys. When you guys are looking for momentum plays, which time frames are you looking at?" So I look at the daily, and then while they are playing out, I always like have an eye on the 5 minute too. So the daily and the 5 minute. Max said, "Thanks again, guys. I think the Fed president came out and said the U.S. economy will be facing the biggest downturn ever, and that helped with profit taking at the end of the day. Also, Apple went crazy today, touching a high of 301. Catch you on the next one." So yeah, Apple ran up even higher today. What did it hit highs of today?
303.
303. So yeah, and then it's also funny to see how the $10 million options trade for today was Apple 305 calls. So we might see a downturn with Apple tomorrow.
Yeah, they did tank it close too.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let me see. Dino said, "You said Disney is not good for puts. Is it because it would be back up in 30 days? So would it be a better day trade in and out?" Well, today Disney would have been a good day trade. Right now Disney. Can you go to a daily chart real quick?
Yep.
So Disney right now, it had a huge doji today. It's just, for me, it's one of those trades where it's just like kind of like not a play either way. You could have day traded Disney very well today, but it just wasn't something I was keeping my eye on yesterday or slash today. And
It did double top here on this 15-minute today.
yeah, so it could be a good day trade, but it's just not a trade for me right now. I am mainly looking at Apple, American Airlines, Triple M, CCL, DFS, Boeing, Shopify, Lyft, Twilio, and AT&T. So those are the ones I'm looking at. Yeah, so keep that in mind. Tom, that being said, did you have any last minute stocks, options, anything for the market today?
Nope, just other than the craziness with Lyft, that I just still can't believe it.
Yeah, honestly though, like seriously,
All these
why
earnings,
is
man,
Lyft
like
up this much? I mean, we know why. It's because they just lost less than everyone was expecting. But who would have thought Lyft would be up 20% on earnings?
yeah, I mean these earnings with the coronavirus have just been absolutely insane. I mean it's hopefully it's working out for some traders and some people are going to have some very good call options rise for them tomorrow. So
Right, exactly. So yeah, exactly. So guys, I just want to say if you guys aren't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. You could see our video watch list every single day on your homepage. And guys, if you guys have a question on, what makes a good trading setup, how me and Tom trade options, anything you guys have a question on, let us know in the comments down below. We will answer your question live on the next podcast. And at the same time, it helps grow the YouTube channel. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who commented on last video. It helped grow the channel so much. And if you guys have any questions or anything, don't forget to leave them in the comments down below. But other than that, thanks for watching.